For the finest in Alaskan videos, gourmet food, and gifts, visit the Great Land's premier website, Alaska Jack's Trading Post, at www.alaskajacks.com. It's fun to shop our secure website. You can download sample video clips, see our newest products, and learn fun facts about our state. And while you're there, request a brochure or leave a message. We'll get back to you. For the coolest website on the tundra, visit www.alaskajacks.com. Alaska's Inside Passage. Grand spectacles. Small delights. Ancient traditions. And newfound freedoms. A journey where travelers can retrace prospectors' gilded trail. Or join in native dances. Some 1,000 islands and a narrow strip of coastal mainland comprise this region. Virtually roadless, waterways serve as highways. The Inside Passage, a 600-mile saltwater route joining southeast Alaska's waterfront communities, has long been the way north. Its sheltered waters protecting the dreams of ancient mariners and modern explorers. Cruising north, our ports of call are Ketchikan, Sitka by the sea, Juneau, Alaska's capital, and lastly, historic Skagway. First port of call, Ketchikan. Alaskans call Ketchikan the first city, because it is here that northbound travelers enjoy their first glimpse of frontier life. Famous for its rain, Ketchikan receives an average 162 inches of liquid sunshine a year.
Come enjoy the rain and some of the best wilderness you've ever seen in your life.
Local residents make light of the downpour, boasting they don't tan, they rust. Rain or shine, there's plenty to see and do. Ketchikan is a tourist's potpourri. Literally a city in the clouds, much of Ketchikan clings to the steep slopes of Deer Mountain. Weathered stairs and motorized trams lead almost 100 feet up to residential neighborhoods. From here, you can see almost forever. Gravina and Pennock Island shelter Ketchikan from ocean storms. A safe harbor is vital. float planes are nearly as common as cars. Ketchikan's front porch is its 4.5-mile-long waterfront. This is where cruise ships dock, and tourists and locals mix.
Good morning. We're First City Ladies of Ketchikan. We've come to greet the cruise ships. Welcome people to Ketchikan. This is Panhandle Pam.
Halibut Hattie.
And I'm Ketchikan Kate.
With the same gusto it greets life, Ketchikan greets 500,000 visitors each year. Its feet dangling in the water, Creek Street flaunts its charm. This is Ketchikan's historic red light district. No one knows how many women work the bawdy, boisterous boardwalk, but as late as 1950, there were at least 18 bordellos here. The most infamous was run by Big Dolly MacArthur. 26 years old, Dolly quickly earned a reputation for lavish parties.
It's been a really busy day for us girls down here on Creek Street today. Anybody that goes away from Ketchikan that hasn't seen Dolly's house really misses out.
In 1953, Ketchikan officially closed its red light district, but locals still joke that Creek Street is where fishermen and fish went to spawn. Salmon, steelhead, and trout are reared at nearby Deer Creek Hatchery. The hatchery was built in 1954, when salmon populations were declining from overfishing. Today, an estimated 350,000 juvenile salmon are released from the hatchery each year. Fishing remains an economic mainstay. A power block is needed to hoist the heavy seines or nets used by some commercial salmon fishermen. Great care is taken with the nets, which can cost upwards of $10,000. Ketchikan's commercial fishing fleet fills its hold with king, silver, and pink salmon. Long before purse seiners plied Alaska waters, the storied Pacific salmon was pursued by Tlingit Indians, Southeast Alaska's first residents. Traditional Tlingit dances are performed by the Saxman dancers. At Saxman Native Village, 3 miles south of Ketchikan, local Tlingit share their time-honored stories and songs. In 1896, missionaries attempted to convert the Tlingit, but their 8,000-year-old culture survived.
In our culture, when something is given, something is expected in return. And your return process to us this morning will be that you will join us in a song and dance. We'll take our robe off, place it upon you, and teach you a couple moves in the Tlingit dancing.
Today, Saxman's 400 residents continue Tlingit tradition, in part by preserving the world's largest collection of totem poles. Ever watchful, the unblinking eyes of these cedar monuments continue to bear witness to achievements of the proud people who first ruled this vast northern rainforest. Equipped with hand tools and patience, today's Tlingit carvers create elaborate totemic art. As huge timbers slowly take shape under the hands of master carvers and their apprentices, the rich fragrance of cedar fills the shed.
What I've been doing is just maintaining moisture in the canoe.
Nathan Jackson is internationally celebrated for his work. Elaborate, elegant totem poles, each one a legend.
Well, what's going to happen on this is there's going to be water added up to about here. That bulkhead is going to be taken out, that one section right there. And then hot rocks are going to be added to it.
Still more of these silent storytellers can be found at Totem Bight State Historic Park. The 15 totems displayed here were brought to the site in 1938 and restored with the help of the Civilian Conservation Corps. Interpretive tours are offered by park guides fluent in the archaic visual language of totems.
Labrae.
What is that?
You see her lower lip? Women of high status in their society would have a labrae, which could be made out of wood or bone or seashell, could be carved in the lower lip. And it's right in the lower lip, and that's how you know that that's a woman. And if you may have noticed on the pole...
These skillfully carved totems reflect the region's unique history and Southeast Alaskans' reverence for the near magical wilderness in which they live. Sitka by the sea. Nestled on the west coast of Baranof Island, Sitka was once renowned as the Paris of the Pacific. Today, it's known as one of the friendliest towns in Alaska.
Hi!
Hi.
How's it going?
Good, how about you?
Good!
We got up this morning, walked through the town, and we all said the same thing. Gee, isn't Sitka a nice, clean, lovely town? This is paradise.
Yeah, it is.
This is paradise.
"3,000-foot mountains guard the town's back. Dozens of tiny islands shelter Sitka's face from the blustery Pacific Ocean. About 8,000 people live here year-round, as much at home on the water as they are on shore.
Bye!
Hi.
Kent Hall drops off his wife, Beverly Min, at their island home and heads for work. Along with the occasional mail call, Kent Hall operates charters to St. Lazaria Island, a protected nesting area for puffins, Alaska's most colorful bird.
I've always enjoyed birds, and I like showing other people the birds and wildlife in Alaska. Most people get excited. There are a lot of people that just want to see a puffin, a live puffin, and it's exciting for me when they get excited.
With its starched shirt and dinner jacket plumage, this tufted puffin appears ready for a night out. But as the afterglow of a summer sunset fades, the puffins go to roost. Content as any Sitkan, on land or sea. Our next stop, Juneau, capital of the 49th state. The largest city on Alaska's Ocean Highway, Juneau receives an estimated 500,000 visitors each year. Most arrive aboard cruise ships. Home to some 30,000 Alaskans, Juneau is America's most scenic state capital. Isolated by high mountains, Juneau is accessible only by water or air. In summer, locals and tourists jostle elbows in downtown. As many as 3 cruise ships arrive on any given day. Some vessels are so large they dwarf Juneau's downtown. This stern 6-story building is Alaska's capital. Built in 1930, it first served as territorial headquarters. Statehood was not won until 1959. Only then was Alaska's distinctive blue and gold flag flown. Like most southeast towns, Juneau is a city of steep climbs. There are a few places you can stretch out. At the Davis Log Cabin, Juneau's Tourist Information Center, visitors can relax before starting the hike up Franklin Street to see St. Nicholas Russian Orthodox Church. The tiny octagonal church was built in 1894 at the request of a local Tlingit chief. These rare religious icons are venerated by Orthodox parishioners and used as a focus of meditation and prayer. Visitors are welcome. The church is one of the most photographed sites in Juneau. This impressive colonial mansion is the official residence of Alaska's governor. The pillared 2-story home could easily be in Virginia, but for the dramatic Tlingit totem. Notice the figure with the long pointed nose. That is a mosquito, Alaska's unofficial state bird. For adventure travelers, little compares to the excitement of a flight-seeing trip over Mendenhall Glacier. Powerful beyond imagination, this massive river of ice is an ever-changing landscape. Crushed rock and other debris churn up as the glacier advances and retreats. Deep crevasses fracture its surface. Although the surface appears lifeless, there is a thriving population of minute black worms. Dismissed as a hoax, ice worms really do exist. The small thread-like creatures feed on algae and organic debris blown onto the surface by the winds. Flowing from the 1,500 square mile Juneau ice field, the Mendenhall is as emblematic of Southeast Alaska as the waterways. Finally, we set anchor at Skagway. The northernmost community on the Inside Passage, Skagway is tucked between mountains and sea in a long, narrow valley. This is the terminus of the Alaska Marine Highway System. A popular destination, Skagway will do almost anything to entertain visitors, even raising the dead. If it's summertime, it's showtime.
Across the snow-covered mountains and glaciers to rushing Klondike, where the yellow god has been sporting in the turbid
Gateway to the historic Klondike goldfields, Skagway is part theme park.
Welcome to Skagway. We're the Derby Brothers. The Undertaker's in town.
We drive the antique motor cars, the Skagway streetcars. Give sightseeing tours to all points of interest, nothing like it in the world. Where's Elvis?
Well, you ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine.
This town, with some 700 year-round residents, caters to almost 200,000 travelers each summer. The coast mountains rise sharply, a daunting barrier between Skagway and the Klondike. Modern explorers can easily conquer these 7,000-foot peaks. Sightseeing tours offer travelers a unique experience. Soaring above Taya Inlet, snow-capped peaks and rugged rainforest, adventurers are transported to Valley of the Glaciers. Landing on the ice, travelers explore a frozen otherworld. Movements are slow, exaggerated. Although bound to the earth, the stark expanse creates a sensation of weightlessness. For many, to walk here is to tread on the moon. Airborne again, one cannot help but wonder what agony stampeders must have suffered attempting to scale these peaks. Prospectors headed for the Klondike by way of Chilkoot Pass had to cut stairs in the snow and ice as they climbed straight up. Called the Golden Staircase, many found the route more a road to hell than the way to heavenly fortunes. The lucky barely survived the ordeal. Countless dreamers died, delirious with cold fever. Today, hiking enthusiasts may retrace the steps of gold seekers without risking life and limb. Managed by U.S. and Canadian Park Services, the trail runs from Daiya to Lake Bennett, British Columbia. The 33-mile Chilkoot Trail is littered with relics of the gold rush, left behind as prospectors lightened their loads. But it is the wilderness, untamed, unforgettable, that stirs the soul. Skagway once boasted a population of 20,000 hopeful souls. Those who call Skagway home today are filled with the pioneering spirit of the Stampeders, and they embrace frontier freedom.
Fresh air is my favorite.
Uncrowded. Fewer rules, regulations, and taxes.
There's $1 in my hand. Yeah, right. The king.
Wandering Broadway, the town's main street, we find many buildings dating back to gold rush days. This building, completed in 1899, was the headquarters of the Fraternal Order of the Arctic Brotherhood, a benevolent order similar to the Elks Club. The facade of the building is made of more than 20,000 pieces of driftwood, arranged in a basket weave pattern. A gold pan full of glittering nuggets is mounted near the top. Over on 7th Avenue is a Victorian stone fortress constructed that same year. This was Alaska's first college. Today, The building houses City Hall offices and the Trail of 98 Museum. The elegant offices of the White Pass and Yukon Route Railroad have been restored and serve as National Historical Park headquarters.
Any of the first 5 cars behind the locomotive.
The railroad, which began operation in 1890, still makes regular runs to White Pass Summit, where Klondike-bound prospectors started the second leg of their journey. Passengers ride in turn-of-the-century parlor cars, but a modern diesel engine is used to haul the train up the narrow shoulder of the mountain. The ascent is riveting. The only narrow-gauge railroad operating in the United States, riding this train remains an adventure. Before ending our journey of discovery, we fly over nearby Glacier Bay National Park and Preserve. The park encompasses 3.3 million acres. Flowing from the snow-capped Fairweather and St. Elias Mountains, 16 tidewater glaciers plunge into frigid waters. Massive fields of snow and ice, thousands of feet thick, feed North America's largest glaciers. Groaning under the weight of fresh snow, the glaciers crawl toward the bay. Their progress recorded by dark streaks of crushed rock, sediment, and organic debris. Against this backdrop of ragged peaks, snow, and ice, Alaska's history unfolds. 10,000 years ago, humans were drawn to Glacier Bay, just as we are today. Flying low over rocky ledges and lapis-colored lakes, we experience nature as an irresistible force. Alaska's Inside Passage. Beneath this lavish display of icy peaks and high blue skies, we find what remains of Eden, reflected in the sea. Alaska's Inside Passage, a journey of discovery.